Alrighty guys, what is going on? It is May 5th and it is 8:20 a.m. right now. I woke up at 5 this morning actually, but you know, it's a Sunday, it's my relaxation day. I didn't have cardio to do and I didn't want to eat at 5 because I'm gonna be starving the rest of the day. So I said, fuck it. We're gonna sleep in until 5:45. So I did that, got up, drank some coffee, took a big old shit before I had to do my check-ins. Weighed in at 189, like 0.4 pounds, I believe. Took my check-in photos, read the Bible, all that good stuff, and we're cooking breakfast right now before we head out for church. First off, before I get into what we're gonna be talking about in today's video, I just wanna say thank you so much to everybody that has been leaving comments on the videos. You guys have no clue how much that fucking means to me. I know that I'm valuable as a person without providing value to others, right? I know that I'm capable of doing hard things and I can help people and stuff, but I still derive a lot of my purpose and my value from helping others. I truly believe that my purpose here on this world is to help other men get out of the lows in their life and find their fullest potential. And so seeing that my videos are actually providing that value to guys and that they are getting things from them that are useful, I can't even express to you how much that means to me and the feeling that it gives me. Like even just one comment reading that, it pushes me to keep making these videos and wanting to make them better and keep providing knowledge and just life lessons to you guys so that you can keep growing. It means a lot to me. So I appreciate anybody that leaves comments or subscribes or any of that stuff. Like it means the world to me. And that's what this is about for me. You know, everything with social media and life is about helping other people grow. That's that's my purpose in life. That's what I want to do with my life. And that's what I'm always going to do. This isn't about money or ego or any of that for me. And I'm going to continue to provide value to you guys. And as we grow this page, I'm going to continue enhancing the quality of these videos and making them better for you guys because that's what you guys deserve. You know, subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, all that stuff. The more quality I can put into the videos and better convey the message, the more it can be received. You know what I mean? So I feel like I owe it to you guys to make the videos better and better. So that is my thank you to you guys. But today is a rest day. So lower carbs today, pretty boring day to relax, get ready for the week so we can go into it with a full head of steam. We're gonna be talking about red flags in girls because there's a lot of different red flags that you can find in girls. And I think it's important to realize that red flags aren't stop signs. They don't mean, okay, she has this, I need to run away and get out of the situation. Some of them are, but for a lot of them, they're more like a caution sign and like investigate further sign. Like the red flag might be a sign of something deeper and you need to see if that's true. But yeah, man, other than that, we're gonna get on with the day here. I'm gonna cook breakfast, get ready to go to church, meet my mom and my little brother there. That's what I do every Sunday. I think family is extremely important. But yeah, my goal for today is to make a schedule for the week, all right? So I hate saying that I have ADHD because it sounds like I'm making excuses or whatever the fuck, but I do. I've always had it. I've never been the kind of kid that can sit down and study or sit down and really do anything. My mind is scattered and all over the place and I have thoughts all the time of just random stuff. It's a blessing and a curse in a bunch of different ways, which I'll go into in a different video because I think that almost everything can be a superpower in some way if you learn to use it correctly. So despite my discipline that I have with bodybuilding and everything else, almost impossible. It's very hard for me to stick to a fucking schedule. And it's something that I wish that I could do. Like I envy almost people that can stick to schedules and very routine and stuff like that. Even though I have that with bodybuilding and my meals, I want it in the other aspects of my life. So my goal today is to sit down, really assess how I want to approach the week as far as my YouTube videos and my content and kind of start working on that so that I can make the quality of it better. Because the more you prepare for things, the less stress that it takes out, like trying to do things just the day of. So if I plan things out, I can put more quality into the videos because I can kind of map them out and stuff, how I want to record them, the topics I'm going to talk about and stuff like that. And then as far as the growing phase is going, things are going fucking great, man. As a lot of you guys know, if you've been watching, my goal is IFBB Pro Man and then going as far as I can with bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is my foundation. You know, whenever everything's going to hell, going to shit, the one thing that keeps me grounded and keeps me rooted is getting my meals in, getting my lifts in, getting my cardio in, and all my bodybuilding stuff. Like that's the stuff that happens no matter what. It's robotic. And the day that that stops happening, you know, that's the day that I'm going downhill. You know what I mean? Like that's my foundation. Those are the things that happen no matter what. And if I ever get to a low point in my life to where that stuff stops happening, you know, it's kind of scary to think of how fast I would spiral out of control. Bodybuilding is my life. If I had to define myself as something, it's a bodybuilder. And then after that, an online coach. Third would just be, you know, an online person. But so far this past week for the growing phase, my top weight, the heaviest I was 192. And then today for check-ins, I was 189.4 or 0.6 or something. So that's important to keep in mind whenever you're weighing yourself throughout the week. So you're gonna have highs and lows, especially in a growing phase, depending on how much you're going to the bathroom, how much water you're drinking, all that kind of good stuff. So it's really important not to get caught up on your weight too much, because I see a lot of people, they're like, 195 in a growing phase and they're all pumped up and stuff, and then 2 days later they drop down to 190 and then they're beating themselves up like, did I do something wrong? Da, da, da. And it's like, dude, it's just water. You just need to look at your weight consistently over time and make sure it's trending upwards, because you're gonna have those fluctuations. So I always look at my lowest low and look at that as like my true weight, and then the next week my lowest low, and I go from there, and that's how I kind of gauge things. So I'll be excited to see where we're at the end of the week. I kind of live weeks check-in to check-in. Like, that's the highlight of my week, getting to send in to my coach that I did everything right, and the results are coming from doing everything right, and just seeing that week after week. It's something that builds my confidence. It just keeps me rooted in who I am, and it reaffirms in my head who I am as a person. I'm disciplined, I'm a hard worker, I'm mentally tough, I'm disciplined. I think I said that already, but I just get things done. Posting those check-ins to my coach, that's my proof of concept of that's who I am, because I did the week perfect and the results are showing for it, so I derive some confidence from that. But I'm gonna get cooking breakfast here because I gotta leave in about 15 minutes here, and I'll see you guys in a bit, all right? Alrighty guys, so we are heading to the grocery store right now to go drop a bag on groceries for the week. Gotta love growing phases because you spend so much money on groceries. But let's go over the first red flag. This one's a pretty obvious one, the one that everybody knows and the one that people argue about a ton, and that is body count. And if you do not think that body count is a possible red flag, then you're just stupid and trying to obey this weird woke culture that's trying to pretend that reality isn't reality and that we live in some fantasy fucking land. All right, now with red flags, what do we say? They aren't automatic stop signs, they are warning signs though, and you need to dig into them a little bit deeper. Because a girl with a high body count, that's a sign that she might be deeply insecure, so she sleeps around in order to get attention from guys, which is not a good thing. All right, you don't want that. Because girls, a lot of times, they'll get validation from the fact that men want to sleep with them, and they think that it means that they're pretty. But the reality is, a lot of guys just want to fuck. So there's a lot of girls out there, they have a high body count, and they act very confident because they think that means that they're valuable. But it means the opposite. It just means that they've been thrown around and a bunch of guys fucked them. And a lot of times these girls are actually deeply insecure. You can kind of tell when they're talking. They don't believe it subconsciously. They know deep down. It does not mean they're more valuable. But like I said, this is a red flag because it probably indicates that she has deeply rooted insecurities and she needs that attention, that sexual attention from men in order to feel confident. All right, so why can this be an issue? Well, whenever you guys are arguing, what do you think she's gonna do? Turn to other guys for attention. Whenever you're at the point in the relationship where, you're kind of at that, not roommate status, but the passion isn't there. You guys hit some bumps in the road where things aren't as crazy passion stuff. And you telling her that she's pretty all of a sudden is like her grandma saying it. It doesn't really mean as much. And she starts to crave that attention and need that attention from men to feel confident and good about herself. She's more likely than a girl with a lower body count to go to other guys for attention, possibly cheat. So that is why a high body count is not good. But I'm not saying that a body count is always an indication that this is a bad girl or you need to just say bye to her, because we all make mistakes and sometimes we learn from our mistakes. A lot of people don't, but sometimes people do. So circumstances are dependent on this. If she has a body count of, let's say, like 10, and now she's a junior in college, and 6 of those bodies were in high school, and then the other 4 were relationships, and she hasn't had sex in, let's say, the last year, or been in a relationship last year. That's probably a good sign that she learned from her mistakes and has moved on and isn't like that anymore. Versus if she's continuously still having sex all the time, that's probably a bad sign. And women that have a higher body count, I believe it's anything past 12, start to have real problems developing emotional attachments to people, and it can lead to a lot of problems in a relationship down the road because they can't form that emotional bond with somebody. So with all of that being said, yes, body count is a possible red flag, but it's dependent on the circumstances. It just means you need to look into it further and kind of see if there is an underlying issue because of it. Alrighty guys, right now I'm on my way over to my parents for dinner, my mom and my stepdad's. It's just something I do every Sunday because I think it's important to spend time with family at least once a week. And we got Coda Boy in the car here. He does not like the R8, he does not approve of it because it's loud and drives a little bit rough. But the next red flag is going to be looking at the way she dresses. This is for the exact same reason as the body count, all right? The only reason that a girl is going to dress with her ass and her boobs hanging out is because it gives her attention from guys, and she needs that attention from guys because she's insecure and lacks confidence in herself, and she doesn't even have to entertain the attention. It's just getting the looks, getting the guys coming up to her, gives her attention and lets her know that she's pretty or whatever, and makes her feel confident in herself. And this goes right alongside with her posts on Instagram. Does she post her ass and her boobs all over Instagram in order to get attention from guys, from the likes and the comments and stuff like that? Now, honestly, do I think this is a huge issue for a single girl to do? Not really all that much. I mean, if she's single, it makes sense for her to want attention from guys, but preferably a girl that you want to date would not be wanting that kind of attention from guys and would not be hungry for attention from guys and have to expose sexual body parts in order to get it. But if you sit down, you talk to her, and she's like, no, I would never dress like that or post pictures like that in a relationship, and you know, if we started dating, I'd delete those kind of pictures off my Instagram. Well, you know, that's fair, and I can understand that. But if she sees no problem with it and doesn't think there's an issue with it, and she doesn't think that's why she does it, she's going to continue doing it while you're dating, then that's where an issue is going to come into play, because that's just inviting attention from other guys in order to fill her insecurity and need for confidence and attention. And honestly, at the end of the day, a girlfriend that's going to make a good girlfriend is most likely not going to dress like that or post pictures like that, because she's going to be confident enough in herself that she's not going to need that kind of attention from guys. And if she does need attention like that from guys, it's probably a sign that she doesn't have the best morals and values, which is a big part in a relationship. And if your morals and values don't align, that's an even bigger issue. Alrighty guys, so I am back from dinner, but here's the thing with all these things that I'm talking about right now, right? A lot of people will hear them and they'll call you misogynistic right off the bat without even hearing you out and with what you're saying, because you're saying something negative about women. But we all experiences in life, right? That's what life is. It's a sum of a bunch of experiences. But a lot of people just experience these experiences. They never actually take the time to look at the experience and extract lessons from those experiences and learn things from the experiences. And so they never grow, they never get better, and they repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And the things that I'm going over are just a reality of life, because we aren't speaking in absolutes here. We're not saying if a girl's body count is over 10, that means she's a hoe and you can't date her. We're saying, okay, 10 is a little bit high. Let's look into things further. Let's see the circumstances it was under. It might be a possible red flag that she has underlying insecurities that might lead to future problems in a relationship. I don't know yet. I need to look further into it. Or, okay, this girl dresses like a hoe when she goes out. Her boobs are always out. Her ass is always out. Maybe she actually has great morals and values, and that's just how she dresses when she's single. And you talk to her about it, and she's like, yeah, I would never dress like that whenever I'm in a relationship. This is just how I thought I had to dress in order to attract a guy. I don't know. We're not speaking in absolutes here. We're just saying that these red flags are possible signs, possible indications that a girl might have underlying qualities or traits that might make her a bad girlfriend. So the next possible red flag is going to be communication issues. Whenever she gets angry, does she just ignore you, or does she know how to properly articulate and talk about her problems? Or whenever she has a problem with something you're doing, does she just get mad and overly emotional, and whenever you go to talk about it, she isn't even listening to logic or reason, she's just upset and throwing a fit? Or whenever she's upset about something, does she take it out passive aggressively on you and she starts acting weird and funny and doesn't even bring up the fact that she's upset about something? It's just that she's acting weird and you don't know why. This is poor communication, and this is obviously going to cause a lot of issues in your relationship, but it's also something that you can work on as well. Not everybody's perfect. You're not going to find the perfect Build-A-Bear workshop girlfriend. You need to talk to her about it and see if she realizes that it's an issue that she has, and see if she's going to work on it. And that leads us into the next one. Do her actions align with her words? If she says she's going to work on it, do you actually see her continuously working on it? Or does she just say that to make you happy in the moment? Maybe she's better for a week or two and then goes right back to it. Because that's what I see a lot of times with girls. They'll say whatever they need to say to get out of an argument or out of trouble in the moment, and they'll maybe, act right for a week or two, and then they're right back to them old selves. Now, obviously, working on yourself is a process, so, maybe if there's a relapse every now and then, that's acceptable, but is it just a continuous thing? Do you see genuine effort from her? Or is she just saying it to get herself out of trouble, like we said, and not wanting to actually change? The next one is a pretty big one. Is she overly masculine? Is she the type of girl that's really loud, super opinionated, tries to kind of dominate you in weird ways by acting overly aggressive and stuff like that? And this usually stems from girls that are rebellious. They want to be part of this society that, I don't need no man. Women women power, women are better than men, all this stuff. And the problem with this is that she is fighting her natural urge to be feminine in order to rebel against society. And somebody like that is going to be constantly causing issues because she's constantly trying to prove to herself that she's masculine. And she's trying to overcompensate for her natural femininity by acting overly masculine, but she's a woman and doesn't know how to act masculine, right? So she's doing that version of masculinity that we talked about in the previous video, where it's like the loud, obnoxious douchebag guy that's not actually masculine. And it's just going to be constant butting heads of her trying to display masculinity and overpower you, and it's just going to cause all kinds of issues. But if you are an extremely masculine man, it's possible to take a girl like that and bring her into her feminine side, because naturally, because you're a masculine man, it allows her to relax and calm down and go into her feminine side. A lot of girls will also be overly masculine because they had an unfortunate event, maybe when they were younger and a man abused them or something like that, which is just fucking sickening. But they try to be the man that wasn't there for them because now they view femininity as weak, and so they try to come off as strong all the time by acting overly masculine. Another red flag is going to be if she's talking to a bunch of dudes, and this is for the same reason as the first two. I call these guys that she talks to but doesn't actually do stuff with her attention batteries. She needs to have batteries on batteries, backup generators to fuel her attention, fuel her confidence, and always needs someone to talk to. So if one falls off, she's got another, and it makes her feel confident in herself, feel pretty, makes her feel like a bunch of guys want her, and she derives her value from the fact that all these men want her. This is not going to make for a good girlfriend, because the second that your words or your validation don't mean anything to her, she's going to go seeking for that somewhere else. It might not be cheating on you, it might be posting a picture where her ass is out on her story, so a bunch of guys like it, and she gets that confidence from that. Or posting a picture online that's going to get her a bunch of likes and comments from guys and DMs and shit, so she can get confidence from that. Or going out wearing clothes that are very revealing so that she can catch a bunch of guys looking at her, so that she can get confidence from that. And what this is doing then, it's opening the door for the possibility of cheating. Because whenever you're with a girl for a long time, if you're not putting in the work to make sure that she still finds you sexually attractive and has that passion and drive to want you, then eventually things get stale on the girl's end, right? Your words no longer mean anything to her. She's not getting validation from you anymore. And now she's going to start to kind of test the waters a little bit and feel them out a little bit. And so sure, maybe if a guy that's like a 5 or a 6 hits her up, she's like, okay, I got a guy that's an 8. I'm not going to go for that guy. The tension was nice, but no. But if a guy that's like a 9, makes a lot of money, really good looking, good at talking, hits her up, then she might play into a little bit, test the waters with him a little bit. And so she's opening that door with posting those pictures for a guy like that to come in, test the waters, see what she can get whenever she throws her line out. And if a big fish comes to bite, she might fucking take it. Because a lot of girls aren't going to leave a safe, secure relationship where they're getting attention, talking to a nice guy that treats them well and stuff, unless they know for certain that they have another guy lined up that's going to be better than the guy they're with right now. Because there's a risk to reward ratio with that, right? They're not going to risk everything they have right now for the chance of not finding another guy that's better. So if she knows she's got one lined up, then that's whenever she's going to bail. And what she's doing by doing all these things like dressing scandalously, posting pictures like that, talking to a bunch of guys, she's leaving that doorway open to test the waters and see what she can get, so that she always knows she has the option to leave the relationship if something doesn't go her way, or something, or you do something that she doesn't like. Then she's like, okay, I got to back up, I can bail. And obviously you don't want this in a relationship, because this is a girl that is not committed to you, and she's got a backup plan in case things don't work out, and she's not going to fight through the tough times with you in order to grow your relationship and make it better and want a long life with you. Another one is going to be if she thinks guy friends are okay. This is a big one in society today that's debated a lot back and forth. Guy friends are not okay. We all know guy friends are not a thing. Whenever a guy is talking to a girl in a relationship, he is just waiting on the back burner to wait and see if they break up so that he can be there. And a lot of guys don't even realize they're doing this. They have themselves so convinced they are actually just friends with the girl that they don't even realize it consciously, but subconsciously that's what's happening. That, or they're getting emotional attention from this girl, and they have this thing made up in their head where they feel like it might be because the girl likes them, or it just feels good getting attention from a girl. And guys naturally like to be providers and being there for a girl. So being able to be there for her, maybe emotionally, for whenever her relationship is going wrong, or maybe providing things to her, even just emotional support and stuff like that, is what he's getting out of that friendship. But he's providing the things now that the boyfriend is supposed to be giving. So he's taking a part of that boyfriend role. So that girl is now giving part of her boyfriend's role to a guy friend. And that's not okay, because that's what your boyfriend is supposed to be there for. Because then rather than talking things out with you and fixing problems and stuff, she's gonna go vent to this other guy and he's gonna give her advice and stuff that might be ill-willed. It might be advice that is trying to get her to break up with you or something along those lines. I know personally in my relationship, I am the man, okay? I'm my girl's man, I'm her rock. She comes to me for everything. There's not gonna be another man that provides shit for her, emotional support or any of that. That's what I'm here for. And if she needs to go to someone else for that, then that means I'm not giving her everything she needs. And so there's a disconnect there in the relationship already. And that's already the start and the beginning of a flawed relationship that's gonna have issues. But those are some basic red flags that you're gonna find in girls whenever you're going to go date that you need to look out for and keep your eyes open whenever you're talking to a new girl. Like we talked about though, they are not for sure's, they aren't stop signs, they're like yield signs. You need to investigate further, look at the circumstances and see what she's really all about and see if there is really an underlying issue or something that you're not seeing on the surface that might cause relationship issues down the road, or see that you guys don't really line up with your morals, your values, or maybe she is not the girl that she is making it out that she is, right? A lot of girls do this angel demon thing where they come off as this really good girl, this little angel that's a perfect girl, gonna make a great girlfriend, but really deep down, that's not who they are and it comes out later on down the road. They just do that to hook the guy, bring him in, hook his emotions, get him attached, and then later on down the road, they know he's attached, so they bring out the real side of them. But that's gonna sum it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions in the comments, let me know. Any videos you guys wanna see or topics you want me to touch on or go further in depth with any of these, let me know. I'd be more than happy to, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.